Feige at one point, and he said it just keeps occurring to me that if you were to come back, and he brought up Victor Von Doom, and I looked into it as character, and I was like, wow. And I go, and later on, he goes, let's get Victor Von Doom right. So then I said to Kevin, can I go talk to Bob Iger? He goes, I go, about everything. And we sit down and I start saying, I just really want to be, he goes, I like it. I was like, he likes it. He goes, come by the Imagineering campus. I can't say too much about, but what is going on there right now is so beyond my expectation of what was possible that no wonder it was numinous to me. And it's also the only way that I felt like I can give a certain entertainment-seeking audience something that they may have a hankering to have an experience of in a way where I can continue to develop my interest in the future of entertainment and where the hell else should you go but there. So it's this crazy, weird thing that's going on. Showing the Iron Man teaser at Hall H at Comic-Con was exactly like putting on a Dr. Doom mask and walking out. Deadpool and Wolverine, which came out of a different kind of recession. Mm-hmm. A recession after the recession where there had been all this expansion and all this scaling and all this proliferation, and then this imagined and real decline, and then this crisis of confidence across the board for you pick a reason. And then we get a top 10 grossing film of all time. And I gotta hand it to those guys. And if that all goes to shit, we'll just remake what many people say is the greatest film of all time.
Welcome to the channel, everyone. Today, we're diving into some exciting news. Robert Downey Jr. just gave a major interview where he spilled the details about his return to Marvel as Dr. Doom. We'll break down why he decided to come back, the circumstances that led to it, and what we can expect from his role. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more updates. This is just the beginning. Robert Downey Jr. has been teasing his return, leading up to this big reveal. In the interview, Robert Downey Jr. touches on a lot, including his near cameo as Iron Man in the Deadpool and Wolverine movie. Originally, he was supposed to reprise his role as Iron Man from the 616 universe, who died in Endgame, for a scene where Deadpool tries to join the Avengers. He even recorded some dialogue with Ryan Reynolds, but they ultimately decided against using the scene, opting instead for a joke about Iron Man no longer doing cameos. I think it was a clever choice. The reason he passed on that cameo is quite interesting. At the time, he was already in talks with Marvel about returning as Dr. Doom. Robert Downey Jr. felt that doing the Iron Man cameo would take away from the big surprise of his comeback as Dr. Doom in Avengers 5 and Avengers 6. Marvel agreed, deciding it was better to focus on the bigger reveal. Robert Downey Jr. explained that it all started when Kevin Feige, Marvel's head honcho, directly asked him to return as Victor Von Doom, not as another version of Iron Man, but as the classic Dr. Doom. Downey was in regular contact with Feige, the Russo brothers, and Jon Favreau even after Endgame, so it wasn't out of the blue. One of his conditions for returning was that the Russo brothers would direct Avengers 5 and Avengers 6, given their close relationship. By late 2022, long before the 2023 writers and actors strikes, Downey was already discussing his return with Feige. Interestingly, they were also talking about unrelated Marvel projects, like him doing more Iron Man 616 stuff for Disneyland and Disney World, which led to the Stark Laboratory attractions. During one of these conversations, Feige pitched the idea of Downey coming back as Victor Von Doom. Downey was intrigued and started delving into the character, eventually agreeing to take on the role. He even brought Bob Iger, Disney's CEO, into the discussion, and the deal was sealed. Reportedly, Downey is earning $85 million per Avengers movie, plus additional income from the Disney Parks projects. It's worth noting that this wasn't a case of Downey asking to return. It was Feige who first broached the subject, wanting to find a way to bring Downey back without undoing Iron Man's sacrifice in Endgame. They didn't want to go backward or disappoint fans, but instead exceed expectations with a new, exciting direction. Now, the big question. Which version of Doctor Doom will Downey be playing? Feige has emphasized that Downey will be playing the original Victor Von Doom, not an Iron Man variant. The first time we'll see his Doctor Doom will be at the end of the new Fantastic Four movie, likely in a post-credits scene. Downey's Doctor Doom is set to be the main villain of that alternate universe, and when the Fantastic Four crosses over into the MCU, his Doctor Doom will join them. This version of Doctor Doom has already faced off against the Fantastic Four multiple times in their universe, which still has a 1960s vibe. This helps explain why Downey, who's a bit older now, fits perfectly into the role. His costume at Comic-Con with its retro look further reinforces this connection. So, how will Marvel explain why Doctor Doom looks exactly like Tony Stark from the 616 universe? One possibility is that they won't explain it at all, letting fans draw their conclusions. Another option is to reveal that he's a different Tony Stark variant, whose path diverged due to different circumstances. However, it seems more likely that they'll stick with the idea that he's always been Victor Von Doom in his universe, with no connection to Tony Stark. Marvel has more big announcements coming at D23 later this year, so stay tuned for those updates. I'll be covering everything, so make sure to subscribe for more videos. And if you have any questions about what Robert Downey Jr. revealed in his interview, drop them in the comments, and I'll try to address them in an upcoming video.